Hello crafty friends! Today I want to show you how you can stretch your dies all year round. Now these dies from Casual Fridays are not really meant for holiday cards, but I will totally use them for holiday cards today. I am going to die cut this branch 3 times from red cardstock, and I used the precision base plate for Sizzix, and it helps with these intricate dies, and it makes these really intricate shapes die cut perfectly. You don't have to run through it again. You don't have to worry that it doesn't die cut perfectly. I love my precision base plate. It's really a really good investment for dies like this. Now I want to create twigs from that, but I want them to be brown. And I didn't know how do I do this because I wanted the little shapes at the end of the twigs to remain red. And then at some point I had the epiphany, just die cut it from whichever color you want the little shapes to be, and then color in the rest with your Copic markers. Well, alcohol markers work best here because they cover up the underlying color here, the red in this case, quite nicely. You can try other markers as well. If you have Sharpies, for example, or even the Stabilo markers, I think those would work really well as well. So you can see me here trying to be careful so I won't get any color on these little, I'm just going to call them buds because shapes just sound stupid. So on these little buds, I'm trying not to get color on them. And I'm coloring in the rest really carefully here. I'm using a very dark brown, so it will not let the red shine through. And I'm going to be doing this for all 3 of my twigs. I put some scratch paper underneath here, so I'm not worried about coloring on my work surface. And you can see once this is done, it's actually looking as if you somehow created this piece with the red ends and the brown paper. You know, it's fascinating. And of course I'm going to do this on the back side. At first I thought I wouldn't be doing this, but I knew that I wouldn't be adhering these twigs flat, so there was a chance that the recipient might peek underneath them and then see the red. So to keep the illusion up, I colored the backside as well. Now I'm tying a red bow around my little bunch of twigs. Ignore the yellow twine, I'm going to remove that later. Stupid idea. And it took me, the better part of forever to get this bow right because I wanted it to be pretty and centered and straight and what have you not. And of course it took forever. But I think it was worth the effort. It actually looked quite nice in the end. And I think the dark green really goes well with the red. Now I knew I wanted to adhere my bunch of twigs to otherwise clean and simple card base, and I grabbed this stamp set by Casual Fridays because it has those circles or those dots, and I'm going to stamp them in the background of my branches. It's just a tiny little bit of detail and it will not even jump in your face when you look at the card, but it will be enough to add a little bit of interest to the card, to have a background that is not completely white. You could leave it completely white. If you feel comfortable, just do that. But I felt that this looked just so much more interesting than the plain white background. I hope you agree. At least I like it this way. For the sentiment, I grabbed this one from another stamp set, and all the products are listed in the video description below. And I'm using a VersaFine Black Onyx ink. That's a pigment ink, and I just love it best for stamping sentiments. It's a very rich, dark black ink, very opaque, and you get perfect results pretty much every time. Makes you look like a pro. Makes look everybody like a pro. So now I'm just playing around here, and I'm using some glossy accents and applying this to the back of my branches here. Quite a bit of glossy accents actually, because I really don't want this to come loose. And just pulling the twigs apart before I adhere this down. And once I know where this goes, I'm just holding this down for about a minute or so, just to make sure that the glue takes and my branches will not come off. And I'm probably changing the movie that I'm watching on my iPad right now. Okay, then I grabbed some sequins by Pretty Pink Posh in the sparkling clear and in some green tones because I wanted to bring in some more green. I have the green bow, but otherwise the card is only the red and the gold, so I'm bringing in some more of the green and using again my glossy accents with the fine tip applicator to glue them down. In case you were wondering where my dots were, here they are. They are my dots, and I'm just adding some white accents to some of these buds. Yes, I remembered what I'm calling them. And I'm trying to be very careful to not smudge them because the pigment pen remains wet for quite some time. And you can see you have some dimension to the card here, but otherwise it's a really nice, clean Christmas design. I also added some red stickles as an afterthought to some of the buds, just to add some more sparkle, and it looks really nice in real life. I was really happy about how it turned out, and here you can see the entire card. So I hope you got inspired. I hope you're gonna look at your dies and see if you can use them for your Christmas cards so you don't have to buy any extras. And this die is so versatile. I'm so happy that I have it. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave me a comment, or just leave me a comment to tell me you like the card, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye bye.